Hi, today I'm going to talk about how to create a podcast, something that I've found a lot of fun. So why should you podcast? People can listen to it on the go. They can listen to it in their cars, on their phones, and more than 40 million people listen to podcasts regularly. Apple's podcast app is pre-installed on Apple devices. It's cheap and easy to do and doesn't require a huge outlay of cash or time. So here's what you're going to get in today's episode. You're going to get how to create and maintain a podcast for under $20 a month. I'm going to tell you what equipment you'll need. I'm going to talk about recording interviews and some notes on SEO and getting people to listen to your podcast. So first of all, you need to set up SoundCloud. Go to soundcloud.com and set up your account. They have some pretty easy tutorials there that'll show you just how to do it. It's free for the first 3 hours of content and then only $15 a month. And you can get a lot of stuff in 3 hours worth of content. You can follow SoundCloud's instructions to get your RSS feed, which you'll need for iTunes. Then you're going to need some sound editing software, a microphone, a computer of course, and Skype with Pamela. There are some excellent free software options that you can get. Macs come with GarageBand, and Audacity is a free open source editor with pro abilities that can be used on Windows or Macs. You could also purchase a top-of-the-line editor like Adobe Audition or SoundCloud or SoundForge. And your mic is probably your best investment. It's going to make you sound good. You can get a reasonably priced headset like the Microsoft Live Chat. The Blue Snowball is a great mic. I use a Samson CO1U mic, which is really great. The Blue Yeti is used by many podcasters, and handheld recorders like the Zoom H4n or others are great too, and I've used the Zoom and used it in a professional capacity as a news reporter. It works really great. Skype is free, and you can get an inexpensive add-on called Pamela that will allow you to record phone calls for interviews. And make sure that when you record an interview, you're in a quiet room and use headphones for your Skype calls. So what are you going to talk about? Well, what's your passion? What things are important to you? What are you fired up about? Decide if you want to do interviews, storytelling, or just talking about what you want. And before you start recording your podcast, write down bullet points or a script to keep you on topic, and think about what you want your podcast to do and work backwards from there. And for interviews, have a list of questions to ask, but don't get bogged down with them. Let the conversation lead you to questions that you hadn't thought of. Creating a mashup of sound bites is an effective way of creating an interesting podcast. So after you interview several people, do a mashup. It's a great trick, and they do that a lot on some news talk shows on the radio. Make sure you have at least 10 podcasts before submitting to iTunes, and you will need your SoundCloud RSS feed for submission to iTunes. And as I mentioned before, you can learn how to get your RSS feed set up on SoundCloud with their easy tutorial. And it may take several days for approval from iTunes. Create a podcast with a topic in mind and use SEO keywords. SEO is search engine optimization, and there are some great online resources that can help you decide what SEO keywords to use. Have a website or blog to post your podcasts. Have an associated Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram page. Start an email list of subscribers to your podcast to send them to your latest episodes. And this is a great way to monetize your podcast, promote your podcast. And for more information on creating a fantastic blog by super blogger Ray Higdon, Go to http://bit.ly/3Minute Authority. Ray Higdon has created probably the greatest how to blog program on the planet. And this is one that I've used and have got great information from, and I hope that you'll think so too. It's just a super great program. And you can check out my podcast on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/Anita-Hales. Be sure to leave a comment and subscribe. Hope you've got some great information out of this, and feel free to ask me any questions that you might have, and I'd be happy to help you. This is Anita Hales.
Yeah.